your survival guide to AS Business Paper 1 to maximise your marks and achieve your full potential in Cambridge International Business Studies A-Level. AS Business Paper 1 is the junior partner of the relationship with only 40% of the marks for your AS compared to the senior partner, Paper 2. But in many ways, it's more challenging than Paper 2, as you must be strategic in your question choices and there are much longer essays, so at greater danger of going off in the wrong direction and losing marks. Having marked hundreds of these AS business exams, I've seen many higher ability students come unstuck by bad exam technique, but also students with more limited ability achieve top grades because of smart exam strategy. The good news is, Paper 1 always has the same structure and types of questions, so if you master the correct exam technique and prepare thoroughly, you can walk into the exam confident and ready for anything that the examiner is going to throw at you. Remember, this is a quick, intensive guide. You can find the full past paper solutions and further exam technique and revision resources at caiEbusiness.com. Just follow the links in the description or go to the Cambridge Business Essentials website. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly videos to drive you to success in Business A-Level. You're advised to spend no more than 35 minutes on the short answer questions in Section A. So that leaves 40 minutes for the essay questions in Section B. Relatively, that's a lot of time. When you take out reading time, there's an equal amount of time for doing one essay question in Section B of Paper 1 as you get through all of the questions in one case study on Paper 2. However, time can still get away from you, so stick to the maximum of 2 minutes per mark and try and get through the short answer questions quickly so you're not short of time when you get to the Section B essay questions. Part A questions are short definition questions. Here we can see an example for a product life cycle. We need 2 knowledge points to secure both marks. I've gone for pattern of sales and steps from launch to withdrawal, but you could use any of these knowledge points. The key is to have 2 clear, different points to avoid repetition. It helps to have a definition for each of the key concepts. You can go to caiEbusiness.com to find flashcards for each of the keywords on the AS syllabus. For B questions, you need 2 sound explanations. In this case, how to extend product life cycle. So give your first point and then add a relevant example to show clear understanding and secure the points. For our first clearly explained extension strategy, we get 2 points, but to secure all 3 points, we need another relevant knowledge point. Again, make sure you avoid repetition and choose 2 points which are clearly different. This combination of 2 and 3 mark questions is repeated 3 times, but you'll also get 1 5-mark question. In 5-mark questions, you usually have to explain the importance of a business concept, often in a specific context. In this example, you need to explain how the better management of both trade payables and trade receivables could lead to improved cash flow. In order to secure all 5 marks, you must effectively explain both factors. So, we start by defining trade receivables, and then explain how better management of trade receivables can lead to improved cash flow. Then trade payables. We explain how better management of trade payables can lead to improved cash flow. It's important to stay focused on the question, so you can repeat the question stem to make sure you answer precisely what the examiner is looking for, and you get all of the marks. That is the short answer questions done. Now it's time for some exam strategy when choosing essay questions in Section B. In Section B, you've got a choice of 3 possible questions. Take your time, read all of the questions and both parts, A and B. Don't dive in without checking. If you don't look, Part B might give you a nasty surprise. You might be an expert on measuring business size, but have no clue what an accountancy business is. I generally advise against 20-mark questions unless you're really confident writing long essays. It takes a lot of skill to write an extended essay and keep every paragraph focused on the question. You're also not diversifying the risk or putting all your eggs into one basket, to borrow the cliche. I don't know about you, but I've got a short attention span, so unless the essay question is something that you're really passionate about, it's easier to go for the 2-question option. Remember, you're going to be writing about this question for 40 minutes. Unlike paper 2, it's not specified how many paragraphs you must complete. But from the exemplars provided by Cambridge, we can see that for the A part essay questions, you should be aiming for 3 paragraphs with chains of analysis. If you need to develop your chain of analysis skills, we've got a YouTube tutorial, and I'll put a link at the end of the video and below in the description. Let's look at an example for the benefits of motivating employees. We start with the knowledge point, then explain and apply it to the business. Although it's not strictly necessary, as the question doesn't mention a specific business, I like to put in an example, as it shows the examiner your understanding and makes it easier to explain your point. Finish by taking the analysis that one step further. In all the essay questions, remember to include connectives. Because leads to, therefore, so that, as a result, consequently. It shows the examiner you are using analysis or taking that analysis one step further. There's no need for evaluation in this question. That's coming up next in the 12-mark question guide. The B 12-mark question is analysis plus evaluation. Plan your answer before you begin. The question points you to including 2 points of view, so make sure you include both for a balanced answer. Aim for 2 chains of analysis for and 2 against. It's important to have that balance and to show that you understand both sides of the discussion. In this question, we will aim for 2 points on why salary is the best payment method for motivating employees of a shoe retailer. Then 2 reasons why a salary may not be the most effective payment method for motivating employees. Work through the chain of analysis in each paragraph. To secure the evaluation marks, you need a reasoned recommendation in context. I've got loads of tutorials just on evaluation. It is the most challenging skill, so I won't go into it in too much detail here. The key is to move beyond analysis and make a substantiated judgment or recommendation. Remember to focus on the question to ensure that you answer in context, but you can also evaluate by explaining how your judgment will depend on other important factors. In this example, I've evaluated by explaining the most important factor in motivating employees will depend on the individual, as all employees have individual needs. Salary is important, but must be part of a package of different financial rewards to ensure all employees are motivated and perform to their full potential. Common traps to avoid in evaluation are writing a summary of what you've written earlier in the essay, or basing your answer on opinions rather than reasoned argument or evidence. 20-mark questions need an individual tutorial. Remember, you're going to be writing this essay for 40 minutes. But here's some quick tips. Start with an introduction outlining the parameters of the essay. Have paragraphs for each point and build a chain of analysis. Make sure your answer is balanced. Have arguments for and against. Keep every paragraph focused on the question, so refer back to the question in every paragraph. Stick to the context of the question, in this case a large furniture manufacturer. And have that strong evaluation in conclusion, that reasoned recommendation in context for the business. AS past paper solutions, revision resources and exam technique downloads are available at caiebusiness.com, or click on the link in the description below. If you've enjoyed the video, share the love and give me a thumbs up, comment and subscribe for weekly videos to drive you to success in Business A-Level. If you want to check out a tutorial on chains of analysis, click up here. And if you want to see how to evaluate in A-Level Business, click over here. And did I mention subscribing? Done. And yes, videos here and the videos here. See you next time.